And I hope in that rest that it became clearer what we were talking about yesterday. Somehow, rest gives us an opportunity to make sense of things that didn't always make sense yesterday. And we're going to be helped in that process by the feedback from the brave rapporteurs on the 3 breakout sessions that were held yesterday. And I'm hoping that we will do that, we will absorb the wisdom as they have collected it together, but then we'll have a good conversation together about what we've seen, what we take out from this session, which is designed to begin to formulate some form of research agenda around biodiversity futures. Just a little bit of background for myself so you know who's speaking. I've got the privilege of being the head now, I guess, of Shell Scenarios. And something that is worth pointing out is that the brain of this kind of work is definitely outside the head. Now, the brain is, quite a lot of it is here. It's in the networks that we work with. And that's very important in order for us to be able to sense what are the foreground issues for others that are often background issues for ourselves. We've been doing this kind of work, as some of you may know, for over 40 years. And so for us, it's a clear way for us to make sense of business issues, and we hope make wiser business decisions. And so biodiversity has become one of these issues that's an important business issue. And I'm pleased that as a company, we've tried to be, at least amongst the energy industry, on the front foot in this area. So we have introduced, I think we were the first energy company to introduce biodiversity standard, which means that all our activities and all our projects have to be considered through that lens. And we work with other parts of our brain, our strategic partners such as IUCN and Earthwatch, Nature Conservancy and Wetlands International in considering these issues. And for those of you who haven't met her yet, we have Jo, who's here, who gives a particular focus towards sensitive areas and the activities of Shell in those areas. I have to say, as I reflect on yesterday's conversations, and also reflect on the conversations in Shell, that there is something that is recognized to be very important around the biodiversity issues, but attention is naturally fragmented or patchy. Things tend to be around one particular focus at one particular time. And there's something that we're trying to do here about taking things from the background and into the foreground. And when we've had the feedback, I hope we'll be able to have some questions or some discussion about, well, who are we expecting to be taking things from the background into the foreground and into the foreground of whom? Who are we trying to help make wiser decisions? I often misquote Schopenhauer because I don't speak German, so I'm allowed to mistranslate. But Schopenhauer spoke about new insights or new truths being first ridiculed or ignored, then vehemently opposed, and ultimately taken to be self-evident. And so there is a journey there, and we're part of taking people on that journey. The one thing I also say to all my staff is that when you look at that journey, the people who you're trying to help along the journey are at one point going to be thinking you're ridiculous, or ignoring you, or opposing you, or they know it already. So don't expect to be appreciated. So let's all get used to that. It's the privilege of the kind of work we do that is the reward in itself, and appreciation may come along as we go forward, but not necessarily the case. So, on that note, I'd like to invite the first one of our brave rapporteurs, John, to tell us about the first session. Thanks, John.
Thank